Welcome to the season of autumn, where the energy around this time reminds us to pause in grateful recognition of the blessings that surround us. But beyond the surface, beyond the obvious joys and comforts, lies a deeper layer of gratitude, one that asks us to reflect on the lessons or gifts disguised as challenges. It's easy to express thanks for abundance that flows effortlessly into our lives, like laughter, like love, and opportunities. But today, we're turning our awareness towards the blessings that came wrapped in difficulty, the moments that tested our faith, stretched our hearts, and transformed our souls. So, in this reading, we are going to explore the tough lessons that were really hidden blessings. These are the moments that may have left you asking, "Why me?" instead of "Thank you." There is an interesting saying, life must be lived forward but understood backward. Together, we will uncover what that truly means for you. First, by identifying which hard lesson has left a lasting imprint on your soul. And second, by understanding how this very experience has been a sacred blessing, one that deserves your gratitude for the strength, wisdom, and awakening it brought forth. Also, just a side note, as I was reflecting on this saying and writing down my thoughts, I thought this message might resonate with some of you. Sometimes it's not easy to feel grateful for the things that left us broken, scarred, or uncertain, but it's often through those very moments that we are reborn, shedding illusions, healing old wounds, and breaking cycles that no longer serve our higher path. The true gift of transformation is rarely recognized in the midst of chaos, but when we look back, we can see how Spirit was lovingly guiding us towards higher consciousness all along. Hence the saying, must be understood backwards. So, with all that said, take a deep breath, center your energy, visualize those moments in time where life felt heavy or uncertain. I'm talking about the ones that shaped you in ways words can't fully express. Then, with full intention and your intuition, choose the number that calls to you most deeply. Then, in the timestamps below, you'll find the message, the one that reveals how your greatest challenges became your greatest teachers, and how embracing gratitude for these experiences can open your heart further to divine freedom, healing, and transformation. Hey there, Group 1. All right, let's get started right away with taking a look at what hard lessons it is that have left an imprint on your soul's journey, okay? All right, Spirit, guide me. Guide my hand. What harsh lessons or hard lessons have left an imprint? Okay. Give me a couple more. Okay, we got denial. Perhaps you're denied something. Especially with these grapes, something to do with denial. Invisible. Feels like there's this invisible barrier that's stopping you from reaching something that you desire. Okay, and we also got belonging. Okay, so right off the bat with denial, invisible, and belonging, feels like you're the outcast or the outsider in some way. And you're denied some sort of connections to others, or so it feels like, and quite invisible to the world. There's a sense of loneliness and longing for connection and belonging. Okay, let's pick an emotion card. This has been a hard life lesson, but doubt. I release the need to know all the answers. But there's doubt with this denial. You doubt yourself that you can connect with others, perhaps. And friendship. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. Or perhaps you're trying to connect and make friends. Not just friends, but just connections, real, genuine connections. We all make connections on a regular basis, right? But it feels like your soul's yearning for like a soul tribe or a soulmate. And soulmate doesn't necessarily mean a lover. It could just mean someone to walk this spiritual journey with. And there's a real sense of needing to belong. This has been a hard life lesson, and I'm getting the impression that there's a need to go inward instead of looking for validation externally around you. There's a real need to go inward and connect with yourself, okay? Because when we're confident within ourselves, when we truly love ourselves unconditionally, all aspects of ourselves, that's when this fruit, these grapes, symbolized by connections, will actually start to feel closer at hand, okay? Not so far away. But there's a real sense of doubt around there being anybody you can really count on or have them understand you. Maybe you have been very misunderstood in the past, but that's what's coming through so far as a harsh life lesson here, okay? And again, if you could find the ability to go inward instead of seeking it outward first, then you change the vibration. You will see a change in those around you. And you will start to find those connections that you so deserve. Okay, group one? It kind of feels like, and it reminds me of the image that I picked with the spider and the person wrapped up in it. It might be that you're kind of entangled in a sticky situation or with the wrong connections right now, okay? Because there's some inner work that has to be done to change your vibration, okay? Everything is energy around us. When we change, our reality changes with us, okay? And so will that void. That void will become whole within yourself first, okay? And then you'll see your external world change. But anyway, let's see how this lonely path and yearning to belong and feeling rejected has been a beautiful sacred blessing for you, group one. Why has Spirit chosen this lesson for you? And side note, if you are someone who is of a spiritual nature, you already are walking a different path, so that in itself can be a lonely path. Just a friendly reminder about that. Because you are walking a unique path, you do become misunderstood. All right? Anyway, how is this a sacred blessing, Spirit? You will find that you're worth it. There's a sense of lacking of worth. I'm invisible. No one sees me as I am, or no one accepts me. Why don't I belong, right? If you do the inner work and say, I accept myself, I'm my own best friend, I walk this path, I invite others to walk with me, but I'm just as capable and happy to walk my own unique path with confidence and self-assurance, okay? That fosters that you know that you're worth it. And like I said, that changes the vibration, okay? Yes, okay. And next we have be in service. You'll be able to be in service to others around you that might be walking this similar path, feeling invisible, feeling, denied connections, and feeling like they don't belong. You'll be able to show them the way. You'll be able to be of service to others. That is so important, to say, hey, you don't have to feel alone. You can show them and kind of be that, be the leader in a way. That if we change how we view ourselves, things will change around us, okay? There's a very special message about being in service to others, okay? You got some leadership energy going on here if you do this inner work. And assurance. Assurance, security, stability within yourself. You won't be on shaky ground anymore, or feeling like you're on shaky ground. When we don't feel that we belong, our root chakra feels unstable, and our root chakra is where our feet are, which are where we feel stable and solid on the ground, right? When that's out of balance, we feel like there's an earthquake below us, right? You'll feel that assurance and that confidence, and that self-worth will return. If you work through some of this harsh life lesson, Spirit gave this to you to take the time to really know your worth, to question it, to understand the self a little better, okay? Wow. Okay, so let's it's beautiful. Let's get one more. Okay, we'll use that one. All right. Crown games, right use of power. Again, I said you had some sort of leadership quality. Okay, I'm drawn back to the image that I envisioned for group 1 with the spider and the person entangled in its web. It feels like there might be some external energy stifling your ability to lead. Okay, you have some sort of golden energy about you, and others see that are of lower vibration right now, and they've kept you kind of trapped, feeling that you're invisible. Okay, there's like somebody whispering in your ear, or some energy anyway, whispering in your ear, dictating to you these feelings of doubt, and that you're denied unconditional love and a sense of belonging, okay? So if you're able to work through some of this, and learn to love yourself unconditionally, you will be able to get out of this web that's been kind of trapping you, restricting you to become this leader, because you have the right use of power when you come out of this. But by awakening your worth, you awaken your leadership qualities. Okay? So just keep that in mind, okay, group one? Anyway, this was very beautiful. I love this. Learning to truly, unconditionally love the self is a long journey and very difficult, especially if you felt kind of like an outsider a lot of your life. Okay? Anyways, I hope this gave you a little insight, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye. Hey there, group two. All right, so we're going to start by looking at what hard lessons have left an imprint on your soul's journey. All right, so, okay, Spirit, guide me. What hard lessons have group two endured that are part of their life's journey? So we're starting with meditation. Trapped. And individuality. Okay. So right off the bat, the image that I created has someone hunched over with the world on their back. And I really feel that that is connected to this trapped card. Feeling like you owe the world something, or you have to be there for others. And it's leaving you a little bit empty, or some sort of void within yourself. You're feeling trapped. Okay, this is one of those hard lessons. I thought whoever was going to pick the second image definitely is a doer, does a lot for others around them, and on a regular basis, unless they've learned how to do self-care properly, finds themselves like this trapped bird. Okay, where their inner world becomes very small. All right, and a need for meditation is one of your hard lessons. Learning to pause, to stop, to slow down, even to make sure that your needs are being met. All right. And there's a real cry for individuality. See, this bird is free here beside this lady. And it looks kind of like she marches to the beat of her own drum, with these kind of like eccentric tattoos across her face. Most people are not ones to put tattoos on their face. So symbolically, she marches to the beat of her own drum. Does something crazy like that. I'm not suggesting you go out and get a face tattoo, but it's just you don't see that very often. All right, and that's what the strong message is here with this imagery. All right, there's a real need to find who you are, or to reconnect with that if you already know, to reconnect with that. But it first starts with slowing down, meditating, getting back to your dreams and your desires. All right. And that's been a hard lesson for you to find that balance, is what I believe. But let's go a little deeper here. I'm just going to grab a couple more cards. Did another one fall? Yes. And one more. All right, so we got 6 of Pentacles. There's that giving and receiving, helping others, being in service. That has been a hard lesson to find that balance, as this man here stands here with the scales of balance of when to give and when to take, right? And or receive. And then under the trapped card, we got the 10 of Wands, burden. So again, it's been a real burden. And there's that man with the world on his back, but here in the front, but basically symbolizing the weight of the world, or having to do everything yourself can be very frustrating and triggering for feeling loneliness. I'm getting a sense of loneliness, not being able to have the time for yourself is what I'm getting, to reconnect with that individuality. And under the individuality, we got the Lovers. I'm not getting the impression that this has to do with like a loving relationship, like a friendship or a lover or anything like that. I'm getting the impression, especially over the individuality card, that it's calling you to integrate those two sides, your masculine and your feminine. There's definitely need time for understanding the self once again. Okay, this has been a hard lesson. That's been a repeated scar in your path, finding that balance. It's wonderful to be an empath and help others on their life's journey, but it's kind of almost pulled you onto their path, and yours has been missing footprints for a while. Walking your own path is the image I'm getting. Like, yeah, there's like 2 sets of footprints over here and another road that's just bare. There needs to be work around balance, okay? And again, it's wonderful to give to others, but not taking away from yourself and having you feel trapped and burdened so badly, right? I'm drawn to this saying, the straw that broke the camel's back. It could affect your health if you're not careful. All right, so that might be part of this big lesson if it hasn't already happened. Be careful with your health. Exuding too much time, energy, and effort towards the world around you can be detrimental, not just to finding your individuality because you feel lost, but detrimental to your physical and mental health, okay? But if you work on this hard life lesson, okay, what gifts will become apparent to group 2? I feel a lot of spiritual people are generally givers, the givers of the world. And I think we all have to find that balance. If you are someone who's of service to others, or find yourself that way, even if you're not even trying, you just vibrate that way. And you're like, everybody who comes to me for advice or needing a helping hand or something, you're probably a light worker of some sort. And one of the toughest life lessons for a lot of light workers is finding that balance, because you're still very important and you have a lot of inner work for your own soul that's important just as much as being of service to others. Okay, so how will these hard life lessons become a gift for group 2, Spirit? How can they see it as a sacred blessing? Gratitude and appreciation. And a potential gateway. Something might be opening up to you. With the unicorn on this image here, belief in yourself about something that seems unreal. You may find the more you pull back from others to rekindle this healthy relationship with yourself by integrating these two sides, okay? And looking to your higher self and your higher self's path. You might find people have a new respect for you in a way, because, and gratitude and appreciation, because you are modeling that balance of I give to others, but not at the detriment of me. And I give to myself because I love myself just as much as I love those around me. You're modeling that, so it ushers in a new vibration of appreciation, and true gratitude for all that you do. And it won't feel as much like a burden. The scales will find its way to balance if you're able to usher this in. Okay, that'll be your gift. Feeling appreciated, truly feeling gratitude around you for who you are and what you do. Okay, because it feels like it's teetering on almost expected, others expect it in a way. And I'm not saying that it's their fault that their energy is so ungrateful or anything. It's just that sometimes, again, light workers do so much. They have so much energy and ability to help others that it just, people think you're superhuman. You paint that picture for people, right? So that'll be your gift, all right? True appreciation for all that you do and all that you are, all right? Because yeah, you are seen as this magical unicorn that doesn't really exist yet. Here you are. You're that superhero in a way. Okay, to those around you that look up to you, like this child looking up to this unicorn. All right. So again, finding yourself going inward and reconnecting with yourself and your unique path ushers in this great vibration. All right. And then potential gateway. Another truly sacred blessing that may find its way to you is opportunity surrounding your individuality. Could be a creative path, a way to truly express yourself in one way, shape, or form. Let's grab another card. What's this potential gateway, Spirit? Okay, we got first breath, beginner's mind. Hold on a second here. Wow. Okay, so what I see here, first breath, beginner's mind. is the universe. Not only is she holding the earth on her back in the visualization or the image I picked for group 2, this girl is holding the universe in her hand in a way. Well, she's holding Mars, but there's also, I believe, Jupiter, maybe Mercury, a couple other planets there. But the symbolism here is this potential gateway opens the first breath of your beginner's mind to be able to expand even more and perhaps reach masses of people. I know that sounds very like extreme, but it's a potential gateway for yourself if you learn to do something as small but difficult at times to give to yourself a little more freely like you do to others. You can become even more powerful and in service to others in some way. That's amazing. That's very powerful coming through there. Okay, your reach can extend further than you ever thought. Okay, which seems to be a passion. I keep getting this feeling of you enjoy helping others. You've just found yourself in kind of a trapped situation with how much you do. Okay, and it's not lack of energy, it's finding that vibration, that balance of in and out, give and take. Okay, that will usher this in. And the other one you got was covenant, sacred contract, your soul purpose. You'll be able to metaphorically sign on the dotted line to walk that path. And now I'm seeing those footsteps deeply imprinted on your path as I said that. And this is just a side note, but the other footprints, the second set that were over here, like there was whoever you're helping and then there were yours, are now disappearing. And theirs are becoming deeper into the sand. Kind of giving them the ability to walk their path confidently. Something about you finding your path helps somebody else or others walk strongly in their direction too, by you letting them take on their own burdens a bit more. This is very powerful, group 2. Okay, so this is definitely something to look into, because the beautiful blessings that are coming from these hard lessons isn't something you can't do. You give so freely to others. All it takes now is to give to yourself a little more abundantly. As you do outward, do inward. Okay? Anyway, group 2, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I enjoyed reading this one. This one was very powerful. There's a lot going on here. And I hope you got a little insight, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye. Hey there, group 3. Okay, we're going to get started by looking at the hard lessons that have left an imprint on your soul's journey. Okay, to start. Okay, Spirit, guide me. Guide my hand. Okay, we got forbidden. And we got high priestess of earth. So there's some sort of secret about your grounding energy, your ability to ground yourself. I'm going to grab one more card. Forbidden. High Priestess has a secret of some sort of earthly pursuit. Something to do with grounding yourself. Okay, got 2 here. working with. Listening. And letting go. Okay. I feel like the letting go, excuse me for a sec here. Yes, is very transformative with all these butterflies, and that seems to be the High Priestess secret. Okay, finding grounding and staying firm in letting go of something. This has been a hard lesson for you. Something you hold dear and solid within your heart needs to be let go of. Even though it's an energy you don't want, you're struggling to let it go. And that's one of your hard lessons. Okay, and I'm just going to read this little saying here because it's beautiful on this card. Darkness does not always equate to evil. Light does not always bring good. So there's a strong message here. Definitely surrounding letting go of something. With regards to understanding that by letting go of something doesn't necessarily mean something good will happen, but it also doesn't necessarily mean something bad will happen. Okay? Light does not equate darkness always, and darkness does not always equate light. Because I think there's an expectation you have about something you need to let go. You have it already painted in your mind how this is going to play out. And the High Priestess is drawing your attention to staying firm in this decision, okay? This is one of these hard lessons of letting go, all right? And what a perfect time to stumble upon these cards, since we're in the season of autumn, and letting go is one of the most beautiful things the trees do when they let go of their leaves. It's very symbolic of letting go gently and naturally, all right? And this forbidden card. What is this forbidden card? I'm going to grab an emotion card. What's this forbidden energy surrounding? Acceptance. I am learning to accept I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. All right. Oh, I get the forbidden. It's like you've closed the door and locked the door and threw away the key. You're having a very hard time accepting this letting go. Okay? And also what your expectation is. There needs to be some work around listening inwardly about what you're truly trying to accomplish by letting something go, accepting something as it is, but letting it go, if that makes sense. And this could be something within your outer world or your inner world, within yourself. Okay, you will decipher that through this reading. But your harsh lesson, and you might have repeated this a few times, is letting go, okay? And accepting something. And it can be very difficult at times, but it creates stagnant energy. It stops your self-growth on your spiritual path, okay? When we find it very difficult to let go of things that no longer serve our energy, okay? But let's take a look at how this hard lesson can turn out to be a sacred blessing if you're able to work through some of that hard, stubborn energy of letting go. Okay? How How's it a blessing, Spirit? Okay, we got 2. Okay, contemplation. Being able to free the mind. As there's that butterfly on her head now. It was in her hand as she lets go of those butterflies in her hand. It becomes very freeing in the mind. I'm getting an impression too to say it takes bravery, like this lion in the picture, to be able to let go. It does. It takes courage and strength to let go of things when we're uncertain of the unknown future result. Okay? But it opens the door to a free mind and contemplation outwardly. To look at possibilities by letting go of something that we hold dear. It creates a new door to open for us, all right, that we weren't even expecting, that we didn't even think was possible. And you got breakthrough as well. Breaking through those barriers that we create around ourselves, okay? Finding the key and opening that prison that you put yourself in, all right? And I'm not sure what that is. Kind of looks like okay. Yes, okay. At first I thought it was a ghost because it kind of has the image of a ghost here, but then as you look closely, it's a woman with her arms stretched out, letting herself feel this transformation. There's a lot of butterflies in this reading so far, so again, there's something beautiful about your transformation if you let it happen, if you find the strength to accept something and leave it in the past and not have your expectations stop you from doing this, okay? Again, when we make moves, we always wonder if we're going to land in the darkness or the light, right? But again, it's saying here, if you make a choice, it doesn't necessarily mean what you think is going to happen is going to. There might be something that you have no idea that's around the corner if you break through this energy, this stagnant energy, okay? Freedom, for one, being that butterfly, you'll get your wings. Right now it feels like you're that caterpillar and you're kind of been in that cocoon too long. It's time to take the next stage, take the next step, all right? And you'll feel that freedom. But let's get one more card. Whoop, it's too many. Let's try that again. How is this a sacred blessing, Spirit? Stars in the sky, limitless possibilities. Doesn't get more powerful than that, group 3. Limitless possibilities, that freedom to contemplate where you're going next. There's a real feeling of freeing of the mind. Okay? And I'm not sure if it's you that placed yourself in this trapped door that feels forbidden to get past. Okay? But you will be able to do it if you pull on some of that high priestess energy. Okay? All right. That was very beautiful, group number 3. Again, a lot of people struggle with letting go because we're creatures of habit. We are good with what we are familiar with. But here, Spirit's asking you to step outside that comfort zone, have a little faith, and test those wings out. Come out of that cocoon, all right? Because there are beautiful places for you to fly to, okay? And there's limitless possibilities, all right? Hey, group 3, one last side note. As I was looking at your cards, reflecting on it, because I always get personal messages that help me through my life's journey too. The image I picked for you guys was a skeleton with a clock, right? So that is symbolic in itself of you must let go of something. It's very important that you do, because time has gone by so far now that whatever this energy now is just a skeleton in the closet. It has no life left in it. So I just thought I would share that with you, that the image that I chose kind of spoke to the whole reading, and I didn't visualize it until the very last moment when I turned the camera off, that was very symbolic in itself. Time and a skeleton. All right. So anyway, I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.